think I'm up and running, and it's only 2:59, so I'm legally obliged to say nothing interesting for another minute. So I don't know what my excuse is going to be after that, but for a minute, I can't say anything interesting at all. So I'm just going to sit over here and draw some pear-shaped faces, because that's what you do when you've got spare time on your hands. You draw some pear-shaped faces. Right? And I don't know, still pear-shaped, just on upside down. Anyhow, big frog face thing there. Yeah, up and not running. John says, "Yep." Sissy says, "Hi." Stellar smiling. Okay, cool. I'm clearly on the air, and here we go. I'm still gonna do monsters. I was doing monsters yesterday. I'm gonna do monsters again today. Uh, here's some possible faces to stick on the thing. I am drawing this from a photo of myself. I was wearing my swim trunks in this particular image. I'm still not going to show it to you, and you are grateful, whether you realize it or not. It's where I realized that swim trunks aren't going to cut it, because true or not true, the message to men in our society is nobody wants to look at that shit, cover it up. So if you're a girl and you go to buy a swimsuit, there's 100 varieties, sizes and shapes, and everything from, skirts and ruffles all the way down to a thong. And if you're a boy and you go to buy a swimsuit, you've got a choice between gigantic baggy shorts, enormously gigantic baggy shorts, or something that covers you from your neck to your toes. And basically, a burqa, a boy burqa, is what you got for choices for swimwear. And that's how it is. So I am with this thing. I thought, well, it's my shorts. It's just like I can model in my shorts, and half my body is covered in shapeless black baggy material that, like, you can't see my legs at all, like at all, and it's kind of silly. So yeah, once I saw that, I realized that's not gonna work. We may as well just make things up, and I don't like to do that. There is some actual musculature here in this photo. Musculature is the word that I use for big rolling blobs of fat, but they are actually there. So I'm going to draw them. I'm just going to draw them exaggerate. like the shadows from full sunlight. I had a model over at the house one time to pose for photos, and I really liked the shadows that I got from that. It was way better. I mean, she's somebody that posed for us in like drawing. She was a good model, but my my photos from my own yard were better, much better. And it wasn't because my photos are better. It's because my shadows, that bright sunlight, really strong shadows. Those are really usable. Um, Often our shading in the classroom was pretty washed out, light and shadows, not very strong. I guess it was artistic. I don't know. It wasn't very strong. I'm guessing that you probably heard a weird high-pitched noise, like here a little bit and a little bit ago, and I think that was Stellar turning the hose on, the sprinkler hose on in the backyard. Been a couple times recently when I've rewatched my videos, and there's been some weird moaning noises in the backyard. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And our pipes groan when you turn on the hose and there's like some resistance, like a sprinkler or a spray nozzle off the other end of the hose. You get some blowback and it makes noises. um, Stiller says, and none of them fit. Yes, that's absolutely true. On the boy side, I don't know about on the girl side. John says, I complained to a sporting goods store about them selling Speedos in my size. I then said to his bewildered face, no one wants to or should see a man my size in Speedos. Well, John, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Yes, plumbing effects. We've got plumbing special effects, sound effects. And yeah, if you came here looking for wisdom, that's as close as you're gonna get. That's it. That's all I got. Speedos and plumbing. Come for the art, stay for the Speedos. It says that on my business card. Raise that just a wee. Just a wee. Sometimes you have a mental image when you think about, the word troll. Maybe this doesn't happen to you. I think about the word troll, and I get a picture in my head of what a troll looks like. And then I start drawing, and I realize that's not really a picture, and that's in my head. That's an impression or something, and it's not resolving into anything in particular. And I realize I don't know if he has big buggy eyes or little squinty eyes or something. I thought I had a really clear picture in my head, and I don't. Not really. So I've got to just noodle around with sketches. And if that was really what I was doing, I wouldn't start with a model at all. I would just do what I was doing here before. I would just noodle around with, with drawings just out of my crazy mind. Those of you who really know me Know that I ain't lying. Those are really my feet right there. I've got some friends, a couple ladies who went and spent a week, maybe longer, in Spain, and they were very close to the beach, and they went down to the beach a couple of times. And your statement about speedos is not correct. Um, Over there, that's what everybody's wearing. You don't get the big baggy shorts. So they say. In Spain, Sissy says women's bathing suits are awful too. None of them cover the butt properly because it's expected for women to let the cheeks hang out. It's frightfully uncomfortable. I refuse to buy that. And John says a troll is when the boat is moving and you have a fishing line in the water. Yes, it is that also. Also. Um, so, but you're just trolling. You're just trolling. Nice, nice crooked teeth. Because trolls don't have a good dental plan. Wanted his mouth open a little bit further than I had it, so I just made it darker between the spaces in his teeth. Just made it just a little more space there. So it's time to use those shadows I was bragging about. It's really the only redeeming feature of this picture. John says we're never going to see him in a Speedo. I think my dreams have been crushed. Something else that was superior about the photos I took out in the backyard with the model I hired was that I could take a photo like this, not like this, but I mean, to take a photo like this and realize that, oh, that was a great pose, but the shadows are entirely on the wrong side. And I need to have her turn around and me to walk around the other side, and then I'll shoot from over there. You know, just say, do the same thing again, but from over there. And, we did that a number of times. Uh, Probably much to her annoyance, but well. Did that in class too. Model would take a pose, and I would say, "Oh, that's beautiful," and I'd take a picture. I don't know. When I got it home and looked at it, it was really like, that sucks. I don't know why I thought that was so good. Yeah, just kind of enamored, you know, in some way of the situation, but it wasn't that good when I was in a position to be more objective. Sometimes I'm not objective in the heat of the moment. I think I'm probably the only person that has that problem. You need some warts, like a bunch of them. I remember one time way back in school, we were talking about animals, and the teacher said, you know, a lizard is scaly, and a bunny is furry. And what would you call an elephant? And the kid said, skinny. I thought that was funny. I wouldn't call an elephant skinny. So that's sort of fun. We talked before about how sometimes you've got to. This troll has toes. You are correct. Toes. So there, for all of you who say I don't do toes, I do toes, and they're Gilead toes. I can look right down at the floor and see that I've done them correctly. Because they're right there. Here, I'll show you. I won't show you. Yeah. Sometimes when you change gears, and do something different than you've been doing, it's going to take a little while before it starts to be good. Um, and so, you do some mediocre ones for a little bit, and then maybe you start making good ones. So yeah, if I did a whole bunch of monster drawings, and I haven't got to do them on, I've done a couple more, last night and stuff. I haven't got to do them on video at all. That isn't what you feel like looking at. I thought I had one handy. I was going to just show you, but I'm not. So, um, yeah. So anyway, I'll do them. I won't make you look at them if you don't feel like it. Well, I'll probably post them. Probably post them to the page. The page. It's going to be a hairy troll. I just decided. He's got eyebrows. All right, so here's a comment I get from time to time. I'll post on, a Facebook page like, with science fiction or science fiction art or something like that. There are both those. In fact, there are several of both of those. So I'll post a picture, and somebody will say, "You're really good. You need to put a page together so we can, give your artwork some love." And I'm like, "I've got a page. I don't." And so I've asked, are you saying, uh, a Facebook page, or are you saying, there may be an assumption that I don't put artwork on my Facebook page, and I just haven't even looked, and every now and then some comment of that ilk goes across, and I say, oh, if you go look at my main page, um, you'll see nothing but artwork. Really, I don't post my politics or my dinner or something. Very, very seldom. But so I said that. Frequently, I don't get a response, so I don't know what they meant. They meant something, but um, but I don't know what they mean. Um, so yeah. So if you got any insight, what do they mean? And am I doing that? I mean, are they just being obtuse, or am I already doing that? I don't know. Also, there's a thing that Facebook has changed recently. I don't know if you guys are on groups, but so you've probably noticed, um, on a group, when you click on somebody's name, like, yeah, I'm gonna go check this person's Facebook page. You don't go there. You go to um, that person's interaction with this page is the history that you're gonna get like a timeline of that person and their posts and responses on this page, but um, you're not gonna get sent to their official home Facebook page. I guess that probably has a reason. It's just not obvious to me. But so you do have to jump through that extra hoop of copying their name, pasting it into your search bar, and then go look for them. And then, of course, you can, if it's John Smith, there's like hundreds, and you've got to find the right one, and then click on that one, and go find them. So it isn't the easiest thing to say. Just go look at my page. I've realized recently that I've said that a number of times lately, and I'm not asking for the easiest thing. It's actually a little bit of a chore to do that, and that used to not be so. I don't know exactly when that changed or why, but it done. Look at this, not just toes, but toenails. Take that, you naysayers. I heard you saying nay. You said nay right at me. Sunshine on my goblins makes me happy. What does that look like? It looks like me. It totally looks like me. Awesome. So, yeah. Maybe they mean business page as opposed to your regular Facebook page. There are some differences. The ones I admin are for nonprofits, but businesses use them too. Okay, they don't cost anything, right? You can have a, see, I've considered it a number of times before, and I actually briefly had one for the coloring books, and I'll grant that my experience was very shallow there, but for the most part, nobody looked at my business page, and it was confusing, and I was constantly telling people that there was a Gilead's Goblins coloring book page, um, and then there were like cross references, like somebody would, I'd ask a question on one of them and somebody would answer me on the other one. And but for most part, I really had no traffic, like compared to my regular page. And the traffic on my regular page was largely about the coloring books, and not, it just felt like there was no particular point. And so yeah, and I found it. Also, you had to sign out, which seems like a trivial thing, but what a pain in the ass when if you're you know sitting there doing your Facebook stuff. You have to sign out of one account to sign into another account, and all that. What else? I don't know. I don't know what the benefit of having a business Facebook account is. And then what would I put on my main page? My main page would have to now be all about my political persuasions, and then I would have no friends at all. She says, I think they get hidden unless you pay to promote them or really spend a lot of time promoting them. Yeah, yeah. I already spend too much time on Facebook. I don't know if I want to double that. I'm not dismissing it altogether. I'm just asking myself, do I want to do that? And I do not know. Maybe I do. That's all I got. That's it. That's the whole thing. And I'll be back tomorrow, I think, unless Stellar says, no, we're going to take a hike, in which case we'll just go take a hike. So she says you don't have to sign up anymore. That's good. That's good. That's an improvement. So I might do that. It might be proper to do that especially when I have books to sell, which hopefully first of the year I'm going to have books to sell, and so yeah, that might be a good proper thing to do. I will think about it. And Sharon says, "Oh, take a hike." Yeah, you can talk. You're in shape. I'm a marshmallow with stick legs, but I'm going to take a hike anyways, probably. So I'll see you tomorrow, unless I don't. And that's it. Have a good night.